that one time I was asked, "What do I think about today's music? What do I think about today's music?" I've had a lot of time to think about it, and I've griped over it. I've said, the usual thing. Just like every generation. Oh, that's bullshit. The shit sound like trash. And da, 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 da. But I have a certain respect for it, even though, and I'm talking about the professional trash that's out there. The shit that made mainstream is just total trash. I have a certain, what's the word, modicum? I have a certain respect for it because I can't be a hypocrite because we said the same shit to our parents when we was young and we were young, defiant, doing our own thing, doing it our way, et cetera, et cetera. So it's no different in regards to that. You know what I'm saying? Every generation did it. The generation before mine did it, rallied against the man and did their own thing in regards to the music. I understand that. I get that. I truly do. And they hustle, they hustle. They're getting the attention that they want the best way they know how. I can't knock that. That's the hustle. I can't knock that. What I'm going to knock is the quality. Let's say, let's say it's all trash, right? What make you say it's all trash? What would you do if you could change one thing about it? If I could change one thing about the music that I think is trash today, it would be this: the quality. They had that saying you can't put a lipstick on a pig and still a pig. Yeah, but the pig look a little cuter. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna push out trash music, at least make the vocals. You can have shitty vocals or whack rap, but at least make them clear. Make them, what I'm saying, like, make it to where a motherfucker listen to it be like, damn, that was trash, but it sounded good. The production was good. You know what I'm saying? At least put some kind of, because what I see is motherfuckers do a song, they doing like me and putting out a record every 2 weeks, or some doing it every day or every other day or whatever. But are you pushing out quality? If you want quantity over quality, then you can't complain when people shit on your music, and say that your music is shitty. Well, it probably is. If you just pushing shit out just because you want me to support you, don't mean I'm going to support you just because you pushed it out. Is it good? Is it, And I'm going to go ahead and just tackle this subject right now about support. I support my friends, people who supported me, and even don't support me, I still share shit, people who don't, support or patronize their business or whatever. But I'm not just going to support you blindly. And I'm going to give a prime example. I have somebody that I know who has a show. I'm going to put it like that. They have a show, and they want everybody to support the show, and they do the show, and from my perspective, outside looking in, it's confusing because there's no consistency in what they do. There's no consistency in the quality. There's no consistency in the people that are on the show. And if you have more than one person on the show, then you always have to, it's a business, show business. So if your show is going to be ranked on how good it is, how good are your hosts, the content, do you keep listeners' attention or viewers' attention? And you have to grade yourselves. You have to be, you have to police yourselves and tell the truth with yourselves. Who's the weakest link in this podcast? Bam, 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 bam. You have to, without getting butt hurt, without people getting their feelings hurt. Who's the weakest link? So if somebody came along and said, yeah, I want to do your show. I love it. I want to put some money behind it, but you got to get rid of this person. And the person that they point at, everybody probably knows that's the weakest link, and they probably right. But they're not going to even tell that person, or they're going to do something shady to, kick that person out instead of just being up front and say, hey, this is a business, and this what it is. The numbers say that motherfuckers don't like you, and you the weakest link. And you're not really. What are you bringing to the table? You got to really analyze shit like that. So when they ask me to support what they are doing, yeah, I'm gonna go listen to it, and that's support. I ain't gotta share it if I don't like it, because let's say I'm not a brand. If I'm not a brand, yeah, boom, I'm gonna share that shit blindly. This is my guy. These my peeps. Go check this out. If I'm looking to be looked at as someone who shares stuff that is valuable and you definitely gonna like. If I'm looking to be that person, then I'm not. I'm gonna be specific and cautious about what I share. But if I'm just the average everyday Joe, boom, you got something. You my person. Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna share that shit. You put something on, boom. As long as it ain't promoting some dumb shit. Some evil shit, or it's gonna hurt somebody. Yeah, boom, I'm gonna share it. But if I'm a brand, I'm a business. You want me to share what you're doing, your program on my network, right? Then as a brand, I look at how people look at what we share and what we co-sign on. And so if I share what I think is some bullshit to them, then they're not gonna waste their time next time when I share some stuff that they should really take a look at in the future. Because I've already wasted their time and shared some bullshit and some stuff that I knew was bullshit before I shared it. But I'm sharing it out of pressure because they oh man, why you hating? No, if you want to sit down and have a conversation, I'll have a conversation with you about why I haven't shared your stuff. But if you want to make your own assumptions and be ignorant about the situation and not think like a business, you have to remove emotion. If you can remove your emotion, I'll tell you why I don't share. And maybe if you take in consideration some of the things that I'm saying, I might be able to share your stuff in the future. You know what I'm saying? And then you work in that conversation in regards to let's up your game, and then I'll share it. I'll be happy to share it because it is something that, yeah, man, who is that? Yeah, man, that sounded dope, blah, blah, blah. I'm not willing to risk losing my audience to help make you happy. And then you get mad and throw some shade on social media because I'm not sharing your bad product. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a rapper and you whack, I'm not gonna share your shit. And if you really and truly want to understand why someone who you like hasn't shared your stuff, don't sit around like most of us do and just assume and make up our own assumptions of what, they just hating. No, because in the back of your mind, you've been thinking it too. Is my shit trash? I done heard it a couple times from some valued opinions, and they think it's trash. That's why I don't talk to them, because I don't want to really hear that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it be. If the shit is trash, and then we'll get mad if this person won't share it on their network, a large network of eyeballs and ears, saying, hey, check this out. I like this. I want you to check it out too. That's what you're saying when you share their stuff. Just to share it, and then now you got to share it and then say, hey, make your own assumptions. I don't, whatever. Or you just share it without any words and leave people to their own. But you don't leave nobody to their own shit. Hey, yo, check this out because X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying? If you really support the shit, you're going to leave a little message. Hey, this, that, blah, 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 unless it's just self-explanatory what you're sharing. There's some whack motherfuckers out there, and it's saturating the market. And because of the times we live in, we can't say that you a whack motherfucker. There's plenty of people out there probably think I'm whack. I expect that. Whack as a comic, whack as a rapper, whack as a writer, all that shit. Everybody ain't gonna like you. However, are they speaking subjectively or what's the word I want to use? Are they speaking objectively and professionally? He got the skill set. I just think he's whack. And those are two different things. So you can call me whack and not like what I spit, but you can't say that I can't spit. And so that's the difference. You can't say that I can't spit. You might not like what I spit, but you can't say that I don't have a technique and I don't have a style. You know what I'm saying? And there are people who like my technique and style, and I have numbers to prove it. Am I gonna be for everybody? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But they can't say that what I do is just total trash because I'm whack. They can say they don't appreciate or like my music because of the content or my style or whatever. But to say that he don't know what he's doing on the mic would be just straight up hate. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about motherfuckers, yeah, the beat sound good because they bought that shit, but as soon as they open their mouth, you're like, oh shit. And out here winning, getting bags and shit. Because motherfuckers, they friends, high, fuck, sharing the shit without a fuck in the world. And then next thing you know, the motherfucker's famous for some bullshit that people just sharing because, on the strength. Now you done made an idiot famous. You know what I'm saying? Now we got a whole new set of problems. Like, you know what I'm saying? We move the bullshit forward by participating in the bullshit. And don't want to call it bullshit when we smell the bullshit, even though it smells and tastes like the bullshit. I have been listening to a little bit more of the current music today. I can't name anybody. I heard a couple current songs. I was like, all right, I can dig that. I can understand what the fuck they saying. Rhythmically, sonically, it's cool, and the beat is banging. And so I'm like, okay, the subject matter, not necessarily digging it because it's always, about killing a motherfucker, man, and rolling up on a nigga with the strap, and this, that, and cap. And it's like, fuck. Can somebody not die in some music? God damn. But that's just what it is, man. It's this generation's love letter to this generation. You know what I'm saying? They speak. It's their language. So you got to respect it on some level, and I do, and I just don't understand it. Just and so on some levels we're not supposed to. That's their language. That's their shit. We can be passengers along for the ride and do what we do. In my lane, I stick in my lane and do what I do. And sometimes we can come together and try to, do something together and bridge that gap. And then we go back to our lanes and do what we do. We ain't got to like each other's style of music and generation of music. We would hope that the other generation would have an appreciation for the music that we do, just like having an appreciation for the old school music. We would hope that the younger generation would have some appreciation at some point. But you gotta respect the hustle. You gotta respect how it was born and why it was born and what made it popular. There's some kind of formula in that, something to be learned and what made it popular in the first place. What time were we in society that made the stuff that's popular music now popular? You know what I'm saying? I would like to know what was the spark. It was a start. It was a spark somewhere.